Welcome. In front of me is a OPPO Find X6 Pro, and today I will show you a couple of tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. Let's just get started by opening up our settings application, and we're going to begin with the wallpaper and style. Here you'll have a general location where you can customize the look and feel of your device with some simpler things like wallpapers, but also including some nicer things, for instance, like the fonts or icons, themes, and so on, along with colors for general, like a bunch of settings and other things where you have just accent colors. So a pretty nice area for just customization in general. Now if we move back and go to home screen and lock screen, here we have some more customization, but again, this one will be catering more towards home screen and lock screen with things, for instance, like the app grids. So how many apps you have on home screen, and you have 4x6 by default. You also have the home screen mode. We have standard or drawer mode. I personally like the drawer mode, which gives you all the applications stored in a drawer that you can pull up at any time. I'm gonna select switch, at least I am. Going back in here, we also have things like quick lens, so make quick lens available in the leftmost panel, which, see how this works. Okay, so I believe this is the equivalent of Google Feed or whatever it's called, though this is a little bit kind of changed. So Google Feed technically just has news. Here we do have news at the bottom if I were connected to network, but we also have toggles. So this is more like what OnePlus has, and this is basically the same company, so I guess it makes sense. Now if we go back and move to the display and the brightness now in the settings, we'll have things like the light and dark mode right here. And also we have the schedule switch, so when you enable, you can choose either from sunset to sunrise or on a custom timer, which will mean that the device will swap between these two modes dependent on time. Moving further down, we have screen color mode. This is basically allowing to choose how vibrant, saturated the display is. By default, it's set to natural. But we do have Pro and Vivid. Pro will be the more toned down version of colors, trying to be a little bit more accurate with the USD 65 color temperature. And we have Vivid, which basically, just like the natural one, is even more saturated, which you can kind of see this in reds. So I'm going to stick with the Pro, that's the one that I like. Additionally, you can also choose the warm, more cold kind of hues to the display, so more blue or orangish if you want to. Now moving further down, we have some upscaling and stuff like that. So we have the image sharpener. This just adds, it says it sharpens it, but it basically is upscaling. You can kind of see on this side, though it might be very hard to spot, this side is a little bit more blurry. You can kind of see it when you look at the B, while on the other one it looks a bit sharper. Now because this is going to be using your processor, it will consume more phone's battery when it's being used. And this doesn't mean that it's being used. It only will be used when using supported applications, which it's loading for some time. So in any case, if you have some kind of installed applications, they should show up right there. Now we also have, in the same kind of idea, video color boost. This just makes the image seem more live, so it makes it brighter with more visible shadows, so it changes the exposures, the brightness, and so on. Again, it might consume a little bit more of your phone's battery, and this is basically trying to imitate HDR, so it is saying that it's going from standard dynamic range to high dynamic range, but keep in mind this is basically trying to convert something that was never designed in this format, so it won't be obviously as good as an actual HDR content. And we have bright HDR video mode, so increases the brightness of the display for HDR specifically. Now even further down we have the screen refresh rate, and here we have two modes. We have high or standard, and I guess we have the culmination of both of those, which I guess, I'm not sure why I'm saying I guess, I know that every device has this, but this is basically a combination of both, trying to use the best refresh rate at given moments. So right now when there's content moving like this, it will automatically be running at 120 Hz refresh rate. But when there is no content moving, for instance like right here, it will drop it down to preserve battery life. Now, now out of those two options, because I wouldn't really consider high to be a viable option, choose whichever one you feel is better for you. I have this kind of approach. If you don't see a difference between standard and the auto select when, for instance, scrolling up and down, then choose the standard. It will give you better battery life, while the standard will give you this nice smooth motion, while also trying to preserve battery life when it doesn't need to run the display at 120 Hz. High just runs it permanently at that refresh rate, so it's just kind of useless, considering this utilizes both at the same time. So it has the benefit of this without the drawback. And last thing in here will be the screen resolution. We have the standard and we have also high, as this is a 1440p resolution. Personally, I prefer to run it on standard, as I don't really see much of a difference between 1080 and 1440, and with higher resolution you will have lesser battery life. So it even states it right here, 1080 will give you longer battery life. So you can choose whichever one you prefer. I just don't see almost any kind of discernible difference, so that's what I'm sticking with. You can also choose auto select, which will, like the refresh rate, try to give you the better resolution for whatever content you're going to be viewing. So presumably if you're watching something like a YouTube video that is only being rendered at 1080p resolution, the device will not be running at 1440, it will drop down to 1080 to preserve just a little bit of battery life. Moving further down, we have notification and status bar, and under status bar you have the option to hide a bunch of different icons that will be typically located right here. So we can choose to hide things like Bluetooth, NFC, and a bunch of other things that you can see right here listed. So just get rid of all of those. And we also have battery percentage, so it is being shown inside. You can choose where it's being displayed. Also battery style, so you have a couple modes. Keep in mind that the battery percentage that is inside of the battery is only available to you in horizontal. Vertical or loop do not have it inside, it will be strictly outside. And we also have notification icons, which are these things right here. The device usually, I think, shows only 3 of them at a time, and no matter how many you have, but you can, for instance, combine it to a number. So if you have more than 3, it will just show you, for instance, a number like 5, like you have listed right here. So when you pull down your notifications, you can see the notifications right here, but it won't be clogging up your status bar. And there we go. These are the tweaks and the tricks that I want to show you. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.